All right, Jurassic Park. So, I mean, obviously, big license for you guys. Why don't you kind of set us up? We know where we at in the sort of Jurassic Park timeline. Which movie does this tie into? What's going on here?
So this ties into the you jump in, Nick, as I am incorrect, but this ties into the first film's timeline.
Okay.
And we basically start midway through the first film. So it's like the T-Rex is eating a lawyer right now.
Excellent. All right, as he should.
Yes, and we are elsewhere in the park. We're with Jerry Harding, who's the chief veterinarian of Jurassic Park, and he's with his daughter Jess. And they don't realize that things are going to hell right now. They're just taking a drive trying to get to the docks so that they can evacuate like everybody else. But then they run into a mysterious woman, and they end up having to head back to the visitor center. And in this demo, we see them starting to discover that, hey, things are not quite right. And they're sort of re-experiencing some of the things that we all saw in the first film.
Very cool, very cool.
Oh, pardon me.
So I'll ask you, since we're getting some kind of cinematic setup right here, how clever are your girls in this game?
Our girls are extraordinarily clever.
Okay. Have they figured out how to open doors yet?
I don't think, not at this part right here, but
They haven't figured out yet of the dinosaur side of
Very
things
good.
on Jurassic Park. We're also going to be introduced to some new dinosaurs. We're going to be introduced to the guys that we're familiar with.
So, I mean, I should mention you guys are demoing on an Xbox controller here, and you've got kind of button prompts all over the screen. So, when we get back into the action, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you guys have kind of evolved the adventure game kind of mechanics here, how the gameplay has changed in light of this setting and this new property.
yeah, I mean, definitely at first blush, this game is, people will relate this game to like Heavy Rain and those types of games. But what I think makes this game stand out a little bit is we've brought a little bit of the puzzle solving and the adventure game mechanics to this. I mean, right now we're looking at, Joe's trying to figure out what he's got to do to get this Triceratops back in its pen. And that's actually some of my favorite parts of the game are kind of, you have to think about it. Like, it's not just flipping a page in a book. It's you actually have to sit down and you have to figure out how to solve this certain scenario that you're in.
Cool.
Yeah, there's like the problem solving, and there's also the high action. We wanted to do justice, or, it's like the films. You have these quiet moments. It's based on character. It's based on story. It's not just about thrills and chills, but there are thrills and chills.
So, I mean, since you bring up characters, obviously, some pretty memorable characters from that first movie. Are we gonna see any Dennis Nedry in here? Are we gonna see any kind of Jeff Goldblum, or is Sam Jackson gonna be holding on to his butt at any point?
We're not going to be focused on the characters from the original films, but we will be following the arc of a character that was only really briefly touched on in the original film, Jerry Harding, who's the chief veterinarian of Jurassic Park.
Okay.
We're also going to be tangentially touching on the stories of those other characters, and particularly Dennis Nedry will have some kind of exposure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Be a body. Spoilers.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, I'll let you move into the demo here a little bit.
So we have a new method, as well as we have a new method of navigation,
Okay.
which will allow us to very quickly move around the scene. We wanted to,
Kind of like a local fast travel sort of thing. It's just
basically, we can just shortcut travel.
Okay.
We have a picture-in-picture shortcut menu so that you can see multiple images, all live of the different parts of the scene that you can interact with, and you can snap around to them. You can also change to different characters, which is just something that happens naturally when you go to a different part of the scene.
right. Okay.
Yeah, it's important to know that in this game you're not just playing Jerry Harding. Like right now we're as Jerry Harding, but you will be playing as many different protagonists and kind of just helping along each little party as they try to.
So one thing you'll notice here is that we have dialogue, what we call dialogue on demand. We can access dialogue from anywhere. It's not simply something that comes up and we have to deal with when the game wants us to. We can do it when we want to. And in this case, I've discovered a locked door and I need some access codes, and I know my daughter can help me out, so I'm going to ask her about them.
Look at the glove box for me. There should be a manual in there with access codes to the shed.
Okay, just a sec.
So we're making a lot out of, we really want to integrate the novel gameplay that we're trying to introduce in terms of the different characters working together and make it meaningful not only in terms of the problem solving, but
Look for
in terms of the
access
story.
codes for the Triceratops
And as
maintenance
usual
shed.
for a Telltale game, story and character are just so core and so important, and that's what drives the action.
337.
Very cool.
thanks,
So
sweetheart.
what's obviously this is a movie licensed property. Obviously, the studio is probably going to want to have some say in how this thing is made. Have you guys had a lot of kind of back and forth with Universal as far?
They're really collaborative. They're gamers. They're not just on high. They want to work it out with us, and we want it to feel like I'm playing a Jurassic Park experience, just like they do. And we're basically in sync on the tone. But there are things that we don't necessarily agree on, and so we go back and forth. We have discussions and we work it out.
Do it. Now to get Paquita away from
So obviously, Jurassic Park, not the friendliest place on Earth. A lot of danger there. I need to see something die. So I'm going to let you push ahead in the demo here, but
All right.
I
Yes,
wanna see-
will.
I wanna see
I'll
what the
get you-
gore
I will
factor-
reward you with some fatality.
is that have you licensed the fatality mechanics from the Mortal Kombat team? Is that
Yeah, of course.
excellent? Excellent.
Finish him. All right, that's not what I want. I'm going to get this Triceratops out of the way. And here again, we have some sort of problem solving, puzzle solving. Just the nature of this story, the nature of Jurassic Park is it's very immediate. It's not like a super brainiac, brain teaser, Rube Goldberg adventure game type of experience. But there are obstacles that you need to overcome. And so that's the flavor of the stuff that we have. And we're now going to get this Triceratops out of the way. We've already unlocked the gate. And once this sort of quiet problem-solving bit is over, we're going to start to see some action.
Yeah, since you, especially since you mentioned heavy rain, I mean, obviously there were some pretty specific timings involved in the gameplay there. Are you guys going to have a lot of kind of action sequences there where if you're not quick on the keyboard or the controller, like you're going to bite it? Or
I mean, half the fun of this game is dying. Honestly, I mean, I think people are going to play this game twice just to show off how awesome they are, and then just to let go of the controller and watch how many times they can get skewered, or it's we're coming up on a pretty awesome sequence.
Very cool. Obviously you guys are demoing on a controller. Is that kind of like your primary method of playtesting at this point, or you still consider yourself like a mouse and keyboard company with the consoles kind of coming later? How does that work?
I think both are important for us for this product. It's definitely like it's about console, it's about PC and Mac as well.
Yeah.
So we don't want it to feel like, okay, this is for this and here's our port. That's what we're shooting towards.
Sure.
We got the mama
All right, so
Triceratops
yeah,
coming
we've
in.
discovered that the baby Triceratops that we're getting out of the way has a much larger alpha Triceratops who is disturbed because we seem to be irritating the younger one. Even though they're not in an actual family, there's natural family relationships that emerge among the dinosaurs. And so now, as Jess, we are honking the horn, and we've got to get that horn turned off. Fortunately, this character has a little bit of experience in hot wiring cars, so she's going to try and get that horn off by pulling some wires.
That doesn't look good. I can't lie.
When is it ever good in Jurassic Park? I mean, it's
certainly.
never a good scenario.
So you guys have obviously had plenty of success with the episodic format. Is this one pretty much going to be formatted the same way, kind of broken up into small, like 2-3 hour chunks?
Definitely. I mean, I think we're looking for a really driven experience, and I mean, I think it's going to kind of follow the same lines of the movie, and close to a hour and a half, 2 hour experience.
Okay.
Just constant action. I mean, the hope is that no one is really ever going to get completely stuck. It's supposed to be pretty fluid in the gameplay.
Okay, cool.
So,
As Nick, as Joe continues to make his way through the demo, since you're on the artist side, any kind of upgrades to you guys' technology, your engine? Like, do you have any new effects that you can play with now? Or
definitely. I mean, we're for this Telltale First, we're using a mocap studio.
Okay.
And I mean, it's a new challenge. I mean, we got realistic characters. We have dinosaurs. for God's sake.
Sure.
I mean, we're playing with all sorts of new tech, and it's a challenge. And I mean, you know, it's all coming together. You know.
Yeah,
Very cool.
we're trying to get a higher level of visual fidelity and a realism that we've never done before. Absolutely. I mean, this is a different kind of. Okay, yeah. Here, I'll go ahead and. Oh, I love this. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and not succeed here. Oh.
Excellent. You guys are, you know, you're just north of San Francisco. You're just a few minutes away from Industrial Light and Magic, who did the original effects for the film. Have you guys had any contact with them at all, or kind of on your own to sort of realize the dinosaurs as you will?
We're super inspired by the effects of the films, and the Spielberg technique and style has been super important for us. We've all been sitting together watching the movies over and over again, seeing how that camera moves.
I mean, we're trying to shoot this as if it was a movie and less like a video game.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of video game mechanics that people like, you know, who make these kind of games use that we're trying to avoid specifically just to achieve that Spielberg Jurassic Park effect. So it's you know, it's a movie experience.
Very cool. Well, guys, I know this is the first installment of what I assume will be the first season. I don't know if you guys have any plans for subsequent seasons or whatever, but we don't want to show the whole thing since it's a kind of a bite-sized piece of content to begin with. But I'm going to let you guys finish out on a pretty excellent action set piece here before we go.
Yeah, the Triceratops versus T-Rex battle is something that we all talked about quite a lot. We were considering different dinosaurs, different scenarios, different way to play it, but it's just such a fantasy thing. You want to see those guys clash so much.
Success! You survived.
So we've made it to the car, we've made it to our daughter. We're going to haul her out of there and try and get to safety. There's the maintenance shed that we got inside earlier in order to unlock the gate, and now that's going to be our safety. And we'll make sure and show you at least one more sweet doom here.
That doesn't look good.
T-Rex versus humans.
Yeah, we kind of saw how that went last time, right? So I know you guys are coming down the home stretch on development, at least of this first episode. When are we going to see this out for download? And what are the platforms that we're going to see it on first?
I think we've confirmed PC and Mac. We're looking at console for future releases. The month is what? It's April?
April,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Well, gentlemen. Oh,
I won. Oh no, I lost. Yay. That's what I wanted to see.
We're almost there.
We'll be safe inside the maintenance shed. But
all right, one last try.
One last try.
So obviously the dinosaur versus human stuff is super important, but we want it to have a foundation. We want you to care about these guys. We want you to get to know these people, the father-daughter relationship. These people have their own idiosyncratic ways about them, so that when you do die, you feel it. All right, here we come. And this time I'm going to succeed. And I love that shot. It's just absolutely love that. And we're getting just across the landscape. Okay, Dad, I made it. And now it's Jerry's turn. Oh,
This is the best one, by the way. My favorite, right there.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice. Very nice. All right.
We call that the shish kebab.
Yeah.
come on, you've got to get up.
Come on, Dad!